Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on this 1972 Gravely 432. She's a bit rough. Somebody has done some stuff to her. So I got a correct muffler for it because it has, well, this monstrosity on it. This should be a 14 horse Kohler tucked under the hood. I bought it from a guy who bought it to part it out and made the decision that it was too nice to part, so he sold it to me. I agree with that, but it's also kind of rough. Got quite a bit of play in the steering wheel, about a quarter turn, like most Gravely's do. I bought it to run a brush hog on. He was parting out another tractor, so I got this muffler from him. Looks like somebody had painted it at one point. This I set in here to get over here. This I am not sure about what it is. I did not put it in there. As you see, this tray in this kind of rough, a little bit rusty. Ooh, and the sludge in the rear end leaves much to be desired. So hopefully the engine is better. Much. Oh well, dribble. My main concern is getting the engine running. Gonna have to get this cluster off of here. By the looks of things, we're gonna have to do some work to the throttle system. The throttle lever is all the way down, and we're pulled wide open. So it does turn over and has compression. Don't have enough to grip now that it's to compression. Hopefully the coil's good. I brought out points, condenser, spark plug, fuel filter, shut off, and some new clamps in order to get it running. Hopefully that will be enough. First, I'd like to figure out what all is in this nasty ass tray that was obviously full of water for some time. Half of a pair of pliers. Oh, there's the other half. Okay, so I got a pair of pliers, some clothespins. Well, here's a hose clamp, we can use that. Some fittings. Bolt is just going to be too far gone. So it looks like everything else might be junk. Here's a clip we can use. Ugh, what the hell is even that? Chunk of steel of some sort for something. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this out later. Let's get into the tractor, shall we? Okay, so I'm curious how bad the transmission actually is. As I showed you a minute ago, doesn't look good. Let's wipe it off. Real good. You see we've still got some crud on the dipstick here that doesn't want to come off. Let's stick it back in here. See what we pull out as far as clean or rusty or, well, we're on add, but we got good, clean, nice fresh oil in it. So that grungy mark that I showed you is on full. So we just need to fill it the rest of the way up, and the fluid in it looks good. It probably just sat a little bit, got some condensation in the top of that tube, and did some rusting. That makes me feel a lot better about the transmission. Now let's move on and address this muffler. This monstrosity has got to go. I can't handle that. It rubs on the platform, and it's in the way. It's not correct. I just put some Freol on the bolts. Unfortunately, they're Allen head. Hopefully we'll be able to get them out. Once that's out, I'll have some better access right here. We can do some work to the fuel system and then put the new exhaust on. So I'm going to let it soak for a bit, and we're going to try and get it off. Ladies and gentlemen, it took some doing, but I got this stupid muffler off. Not as much doing as I thought it would, but it still took a little bit of doing. Inside here doesn't look super horrible, and I'm just going to ignore that and go with it, I guess. So it appears for a throttle issue, this is just not doing what it's supposed to. I don't know if the line's not moving or if this isn't moving correctly. Let's go ahead and lubricate both. Make sure we're lubed up nicely. Now that the muffler is out of the way for now, I'm going to go ahead and get the points cover off, replace the points and condenser. Don't know if they have condenser by, looks like they have the condenser by the coil. So I'll replace the points down here, put that back together. I think I will probably replace this fuel line here. Let's see what the air filter looks like in here. Ooh, not so good. Yuck. Somebody had put a new one in it because that's the new style filter. But it's been a little while ago, so I'll put a new filter in it when I go back together with it. Everything else looks okay. Now let's get the points replaced. Check the tank, see if it has gas in it. And then replace this line. And I think after that we can go ahead and put the new muffler on. Last things first, let's check the tank. Well, it's empty, but it's real dirty. Wow. Smell it. Whew. It's just great. Alright, just pop the points cover off. Just these two screws, one on top, one on bottom. Took the two screws out of the points. We'll just go ahead and pop those off. Yesterday, actually 2 days ago now, I rebuilt the carburetor. I did not film. I didn't even think of it, but I should have taken some pictures of the inside of it. It was pretty nasty. Not really with rust or dirt, but with just gunk. I rebuilt it the other day because I was rebuilding another one and had the ultrasonic running, so I just threw that in there and rebuilt it. Other than that, I haven't done anything without you. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fuel line off here. And we'll make a new one of those. Put new points on, get them adjusted. Have to put a new condenser on over here. Then I can put the carb back on, put the muffler on that I got for it, and we'll be way further along. Are adjusted to 20 thousandths. Okay guys, I just put the condenser on without you. So the engine itself is currently ready to be started. It's got enough oil in it to start it. You're not going to want to run it long on that. Now it is time for the wiring nightmare of up here. Also this tank, I'm going to clean it out. I don't know what was going on. They had who knows what rigged up who knows where and everywhere else, and the whole fluster is cluck. So now we get to go through the freaking wiring on this, considering just rewiring it completely and calling it a day. So we'll see what I decide to do. Looking in here, everything needs rewired. It even needs a new voltage regulator. So it's just a whole ass cluster. So I'm going to do this off camera. If you need a wiring diagram, I did rewire a 432 Gravely before. I will tag the video in the description here so that you can find it. But I think I'm just going to go and do this. I might even go live. So we'll get to it. Okay, we're finally back on this. I did the wiring. I don't remember what I last showed you. It's been like a month. I did the wiring, then I didn't have spark. So I came back the next day and nothing would work in the electrical system. I went through, narrowed it down. The key switch wasn't working. Still didn't have spark. I've just been fighting with it for the last couple of hours. The points, for some reason, were not making contact. So I sanded them, still nothing. They're adjusted right. I fiddle farted, and finally I got spark. So finally, I can put the points cover back on for a second time. Then I need to get fuel in here, and we'll be ready to fire this thing up. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've got fuel primed to the fuel pump, meaning I have tank put back in and everything. I am going to see if it'll pop or make any noises now. Alright, let's check. We have gas at the carburetor now. So it should be starting. See what it does. Alright, we're going to give it a little help. I don't like doing that, but here we go. And contact. Fired up-ish. Give it a little more help. Yeah. I'm running out of help in my can here. Let's try this again. Give it a little help. Come on, fella. What'd we do? Lose spark? Come on, fella. Give it a little help in a can. Guys, so after lots of screwing around trying to get this thing started and not being able to figure out why it won't fire on anything but ether, I took the carburetor off thinking maybe the float's stuck, and then I realized something. I must have forgot, and I don't know if I was in a hurry or what my excuse was. I did this carb several months ago. I forgot to adjust the carburetor. Both adjustments were run all the way in, so it wasn't getting any fuel. So I've put the carb back on and adjusted it now, and we'll have to fill the bowl back up via the fuel pump, but then this thing should fire up and run. So let's try this again. Attempt number 1, part 2. We're going to feed it just a little bit of help, just to try to help it get going. Okay, I'm gonna, shut this off before we smoke ourselves out. So that's just a touch embarrassing, everybody. That's a perfect example right there of even the best of us make mistakes. So let's put the points cover back on, put the air cleaner back on, put the hood back on. And this hood we're not going to be able to put on until I put a different battery in it, because this one is too big. And then we can get this out, drive it around, test it out, make sure it will behave, and it'll be on to the next project. ladies and gentlemen, I just finished putting it back together. You saw I drained the oil. I did not film refilling it, but I did. It's changed. Got new oil in it. Put a new air filter in it. Today is March 10th, so should be quite a while till I have to do anything else again. I put everything back together that I can. I'm not going to put the hood on yet for a couple of reasons. Number one, this battery is too tall for this tractor. The hood needs to be down here. So it'll just sit on the battery terminals, which is not good. That will just kind of, short out and possibly catch fire. So we're going to go hoodless temporarily. I do want to get a battery that'll fit in this tractor. Also, I need to use this battery in another project. The 400 is sitting right here, and it's done. Also, I need to get this out, and then the 400 should be ready to come out. I just put air in this tire. It was flat, and I topped off the other ones. We're going to get this thing fired up and take it for a drive. It hasn't run yet today. Started it, let it run last night or yesterday, whenever, and got the oil warm, drained it, and filled it back up last night. But I just finished putting it back together this morning. So let's get it fired up, take it for a spin. Brake works. So does that one. Trying to be gentle with this steering. Reverse works too. I'm not going to drive around too much with the hood off, because you're not supposed to. So I'm going to grab some pictures of this thing. We're going to take it, park it. It runs pretty good, it drives around. We're going to end the video here. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you're not already. If you have any questions, comments, video requests, please drop them in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.